Alright, hello everyone. This is Rich, and I am here with day 16 for Mr. Rich's 31 Worst Movies That I Own. And we're looking at the 1987 thriller called Summer Camp Nightmare, starring Chuck Connors. My mom told me that he was on the show The Rifleman, but the only movie that I could reference him from is that he played the Sarge in Airplane 2, the sequel. I'm sure he's done a whole lot more, and I'd probably get a few comments saying, like, why the fuck do you not know who Chuck Connors is? But I don't, and I'm sorry. And that's the only story about this. And this film is kind of it's an adaptation of a book which kind of ripped off another book. It's an adaptation of a book called The Butterfly Revolution, which if the book is just like the movie rips off Lord of the Flies, which is an awesome movie from the 80s and also a pretty good book. The movie gets a 4.7 on the Internet Movie Database, and when I went on to say if you guys are interested in this movie, the cover for this movie only got released on DVD recently. The cover for this makes the movie, not this cover, makes the new one, makes the movie look like a slasher film. And it makes it look like the slut is holding a knife and being all like evil. And the movie's not a slasher at all. The movie's exactly like Lord of the fucking Flies, except at a summer camp. So what's it all about? As I just said, it's like Lord of the Flies except at a summer camp. So what more is it about? It's 80s shenanigans. There's a lot of weird fucking shenanigans in this movie. You have Chuck Connors, who's like the new like man in charge for the counselor place. There's this other character here. I forget his fucking name. Chris, I think his name is. And he's like some weird guy that like he's kind of standoffish, but he's a camp counselor at the same time. And they also have camp counselors or training CITs who take care of all the other kids. And there's also a brainy kid and a token black kid and like a jockey kid and the hero. So with that, Chuck Connors isn't a fan of this Chris guy's shenanigans. He saves a kid after no one else would save him because he was drowning. Like everyone else was like, "What's up, bitches? What's up, hoes?" And they're all like, "I'm drinking because I'm a counselor that's an alcoholic." So to continue on with the story, this guy finds out that Chuck Connors was diddling a little boy in the fucking woods. So with that, the character of Chris goes and kind of overthrows Chuck Connors and's like, "Dude, you're a fucking pedophile. You know, we're gonna teach you a fucking lesson." And what they do is they kind of like overthrow the camp at this reverse, what they call it. It's like a reverse day where counselors are kids and kids are counselors. They overthrow the camp. They put all the counselors in this like timeout cabin or some shit. And you know, the revolution has started, as the Chris character is saying. He's out wearing army fatigues. And the brainy kid who has like a laptop that's about as big as my fucking desktop computer, probably 2 times as heavy. He's like the brainy kid, and he fucking like he shuts down all the phones, and he puts the TV on the Playboy channel and shit like that. You know, now they started this kid of revolution where, you know, they're under this like what do I want to say? What kind of society? I don't know. It's some sort of fucking society where you know, that Chris guy's in charge, and it's like a revolution, but it's really not. And the kids get to do what they want. So it's like Camp Nowhere, a terrible Disney movie, but if there were guns and murder and pedophiles. That's the best way I could subscribe or describe this movie. Is if it's like Camp Nowhere, or even that other Fat Camp movie, Heavyweights. If it was overturned, because a pedophile wanted the little boys, and shenanigans happen. There's murder. There's a whole scene in the movie where one of the older boys rapes one of the girls that are there, and they put him to a trial by testing or trial by ordeal or something like that. And it's real fucking weird. It's real fucking weird because like all he has to do is like he has to go on this like kind of broken rope bridge and come back, and with that, you know, if he does that, he's considered not guilty anymore in the eyes of the Chris, you know, character. And he does it and he succeeds, and he's like, yeah, what now, bitch? I raped you, you know, so what? I won. And then all the women literally take him into the woods, and then you find out he later gets hanged. And that's hilarious. So with that, after a while, the brainy kid and the hero of the story decide, like, you know, this is crazy. Like, we need to go and phone somebody. So the brainy kid tries to, like, hook the phone back up. He gets caught. And then he has to do the same trial by rope ladder torture thing that that the other guy did. And he can't do it. He's like a little, like, you know, 70-pound kid. Like, has no strength. He's a fucking nerd, you know. He can't lift, like, a pencil without straining himself. And he tries to do it, and the rope's breaking, and he's like, oh my god! So the hero of the movie comes in, and he's like, he gathers all these other kids together to have a revolution to the revolution, and they fucking, you know, squabble, and eventually the cops come and save the day, and that revolutionary guy from the beginning of the movie gets taken away by the police. And, you know, I'm really running through this real quick, but as I said, it's a really bad, campy movie. It's a ripoff of Lord of the Flies. You know, yet again, I mean, it's got a low rating on IMDb, but I expected it to be in the 3s. There are some really funny parts to this movie, like the talent show, which if my memory serves me correctly, the beef bologna scene is on YouTube, and if it is, I'm going to put the link on here, and I know the trailer for this movie is on there too. The movie costs $11.50, I don't know if I mentioned on Amazon, but you're going to get a terrible cover with that. The original cover, which is not this one, is a lot more awesome. I don't know what else to say about this. If you like the book, apparently it's a really good adaptation. That's about it. Summer Camp Nightmare, one of the more worst movies I own, but definitely not the worst. It's a change. It's not a horror movie. It's a thriller drama. I actually could see this movie being on Lifetime maybe if it was more known. It actually, you know, it only got that one release in the 80s, and then finally this last June it got released on DVD with bare bones. It's just a fucking movie, maybe in a trailer. I might get the new one because I had this bootleg since forever, just to get an updated version and maybe a clearer picture. So that's it for right now. I'll be back tomorrow with some more shenanigans. I'm going to go see Paranormal Activity, so I will have a review up on that. And yeah, that's it for right now, YouTube.